Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, no problem, Daniel. Yeah, so glad she's gone. Yeah, it's about time she had to go. The truth is, even after Courtney's little outburst, I still was tempted to write down Daniel's name. However, Fran told me before I went to vote to still keep my vote on Courtney. And she went out unanimously, and that's fine with me. I mean, I'm still kind of unsure if it was the right move, considering I'm pretty sure nobody was going to vote for Courtney in the end if she made it to the end. So it probably would have been smarter to keep her around as a goat to beat at the end. But I guess it is what it is. But now, at this stage of the game, it's time to start making things happen, because things have been going rather smoothly. Nothing too big has happened, but something needs to happen. Alright guys, I'm glad we had an easy vote, but we need to start making things happen. Yeah, I mean, I do agree. I mean, that side does have the numbers. Yeah, they do. I mean, it's 4 people against 3. We still have the idol, but, I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, I want to keep hanging on to it, but, I mean, if we end up having to use it, then we'll have to use it. That other side of Daniel, Marcy, Carl, and John may have the numbers, but me, Matt, and Sandra have the idol. So we could use it and take any of them out. But then it will be an even playing field, and things will definitely get, crazier there, but I'm pretty sure we need to, do something as soon as possible, because the entire merge has been rather playing out straightforward. Nothing big has happened, so I feel like it's finally time to make something happen. Okay, since Sandra is gone, can we talk? Of course. So remember when we had tree mail, and on the note it said that the next idol was hidden at camp or in the jungle and all that? Well, yeah, it did say that Exile Island was out of play. Well, I don't remember Jeff even specifying that, so I think we got crucial information that nobody else knows. Oh yeah, so what do you think? Well, it's Final 7, and in Final 6 we'll probably need an extra idol to get rid of, the tie. So I feel like it's smart for us to go out in the jungle and look for a second idol. Okay then, alright then. Well guys, with Courtney gone, I mean, we do have the numbers, so we can take out Sandra, Fran, and Matt. Yeah. But what about the possibility of one of them having the idol? Well, it's a possibility, yeah, but I'm pretty sure we'll have to keep an eye on that, just in case. I think me and Marcy are comfortable going down the route of working with Carl and John. The reason for this is because, Matt and Fran, they're kind of big game players, and we don't really want to work with people like that. We want to work with people who we think we can beat at the end, and I'm pretty sure we can beat Carl and John. So that's why we decided to, just stick with this group. Now, that said, there's some concern about the idol, being on that side. I do think it's possible one of them have it, so we do have to watch out just in case. But I still feel like we'll have to, vote for someone who the idol would most likely not be played on. You think Carl and John are with it? With the plan? I think they might be. Yeah. Wait a minute. Where are those two going? While me and Marcy are talking about, John and Carl's loyalty, we notice Matt and Fran, going into the jungle. And I don't see why they would. I mean, I don't think an idol's out there. But if there is, they obviously want to get a jump on it. And of course, I'm not going to let them have it. What do you think? You think it's the idol? Possibly. It's not up here. Fran, any luck? No, can't find it. Okay, yeah, they are definitely looking for the idol. Well, if they're looking for the idol, we obviously got to get a jump on them. Yeah, but where could it possibly be? No clue. I mean, I couldn't find my idol straight away, so yeah, don't know. Anything, Marcy? No, not yet. Still can't seem to find it. Yourself? Yeah, no luck. This isn't going anywhere better compared to the first time I went looking for an idol. Any luck? No. So, what do we do now? I think we should just head back to camp. Wait, why? Wouldn't it be smart to keep looking so that way Matt and Fran don't find it? I'm pretty sure they won't. I mean, if we can't find it, I don't think anyone will. Okay, now you're just kind of being overconfident. Well, I mean, I don't feel like they will. So I, of course, find the idol. It's sitting behind a bush. I grab it, and I decided not to tell Daniel about it. And the reason for this is because we have 7 people left in the game, and at this stage, you can't really hide anywhere. So I feel like it's smart for me to keep the idol to myself than tell Daniel about it. And furthermore, I do know that Daniel is a big threat. And if I tell him about the idol, then he just gains more power. Well, any luck? No, I can't find it. I looked in every bush, every tree, up and down, left and right, still can't find it. Well, what do we do? I don't know. You think the others might have it? Maybe, but we were the only ones who knew about the note, so I don't know how anyone else would figure it out. Well, maybe someone overheard us and found out about it, and so they went looking for it. Maybe, but the only people I would suspect doing that is Daniel and Marcy. So do you think they might have the idol? I hope not. I'm getting frustrated. You know, me and Fran were the people who found out about the note that Tree Mail had about, you know, an idol being hidden at the new camp in the jungle. And we look for it and we can't find it. So we can only presume one of the others found it, or it's just somewhere we can't find. Either way, you know, Fran's predicting that it's possible that Daniel and Marcy might have it because, you know, those are the kind of people that are kind of sneaking around, overhearing conversations, seeing people do something odd, and thus they would probably think something is going on. And if they found out and probably found the idol, I am going to be really mad. Any clue where Daniel and Marcy went? They told me they were gonna go out, walking around by the beach. Okay then. Also, what was Tribal about? What do you mean? Well, when Courtney left, she told us the secret was out about you. What secret? Before Courtney left Tribal, she told John that the secret is out. And I do not know what that means. I don't know whether or not that was just Courtney trying to scare us or not. But I can't help but be curious by it. So I decided to talk to John while Marcy and Daniel went off. I want you to be fully honest with me. What was the whole ordeal that Courtney said at Tribal? I want you to be fully honest with you because I've been 100% transparent with you. Okay, fine. What Courtney meant by that, I told her that I'm not actually a cattle rancher and that I'm not who I may perceive I am. I don't work as a cattle rancher. I work as a judge. What? Yeah. I dress like this to make people not get suspicious. That's the only reason why I only told her that because she wanted to go into law enforcement and be a lawyer and all that. So I figured I could trust her with that. But I guess when we ticked her off about wanting to continue working with Daniel and Marcy, she decided to not keep it a secret anymore, and I presume she told the other side about it. So why didn't you tell me about this from the start? Well, because judges are, pretty dangerous in Survivor. They are people that smell out lying. And in a game about deceit, lies, and all of that, you obviously know that that's going to put me at a big disadvantage if they know that I'm someone who can smell out lies. I guess I can see where you're coming from. But you should probably be more transparent with me because I've been 100% honest with you, dude. I know, but I figure that if you knew about it, you would have, probably not been so sure about trusting me. I've been trusting you since we got here, dude. Thanks a whole lot, Courtney. You just had to screw my game over for no good reason. I honestly think that was really petty of her. I don't know why she decided to put me on the spot like that and force me to have to tell Carl the truth, but whatever. Point is, I had to tell Carl the truth, because if I didn't, he would have lost trust with me either way. But you also told me you wanted to talk to me after tribal was done. What was that about? Oh, that. Well, I'll try and, get her. Get who? Oh, she's coming right now. Hey, Sandra. Oh, hey, Carl. Hey, John. You can come over and talk with us? Sure. What's going on, dude? Alright, you have to kind of let things play out. Okay, then. Hey, Carl. Hey, John. Hey, Sandra. So, I wanted to talk to you both because I wanted to kind of consider about the whole ordeal that I talked to you, Sandra, about when I told you guys about, you know, the whole voting Courtney situation. Okay? And what about it? Well, I told you that I wanted, you know, this kind of group to be a group. So me, you, and John? Yeah. Why's that? Well, the way I've been seeing the game play out, it's kind of obvious that Matt, Fran, Daniel, and Mercy have been kind of stealing the spotlight. In what way? Well, I mean, they're the ones, like, they're the big power players. They're the big strategists, you know? They're, like, the big, you know, physical players. And while, yes, I am physical, you know, we haven't really done a whole lot. So, what do you think? Well, I feel like we need to get out of hiding and start playing the game and make something happen. Alright, and what do you say we do? Well, we obviously gotta take apart the big powers one by one. So, what do you think we should do? Well, we get word from Marcy and Daniel. Sandra, you get word from Matt and Fran. And, well, if we hear one name or the other, we basically do what we want to do. What do you mean? Well, we obviously know that we have every reason to get rid of all four of them. So I feel like if they tell us one name or the other, I feel like we should have our own say, since we are a group of three. And if it's 2-2, we can do a 3-2-2 split and make something big happen. Huh. That does sound tempting. Yeah. So you guys in? Sure. Yeah. I think I made a major mistake. I made a mistake in letting Marcy and Daniel get past the vote, and I want to get the idea of this plan into John and Sandra's heads to get them to think that keeping around Matt and Fran was also not a smart idea. Those four have been, like, taking over the game, you know, taking power away from each other and all that, being, you know, it's kind of like a power struggle between both sides. And I think it's smart for me, John, and Sandra to form a trio to essentially take power away from both sides and just take control of the game. It just makes a lot of sense, as far as I'm concerned. So what do you think? I mean, I kind of like it. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, Matt, Fran, Daniel, and Marcy have all been, you know, taking control of the game, and I feel like it makes sense for us to start making something happen. Yeah, I agree. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, if you want to know, I do know about you being a judge. Yeah, I figured, yeah, I knew Courtney, you know, told you about it. Well, she didn't tell me. Fran told us about it because, Courtney told Fran. Of course she did. Of course she did. But I will try not to hold that against you because I do know that this is something you want to do and this is something I do want to make happen. But we obviously know that it's going to take some time to allow me to trust you again. I get it. I understand. For as long as I've been here and as time has started to go on, I am starting to regret working with Matt and Fran for as long as I did. Because it's essentially been a power-containing gameplay from both of them. Like, they're trying to, like, contain their threat level by going back and forth between each other on who controls the vote, who's got the say in the alliance and all that, and they are not being subtle about it at all. I mean, as time's gone on, I am starting to definitely see the pattern. So, I feel like while this power struggle between them and Daniel and Marcy are going on, it is kind of a smart idea for me, John, and Carl to swoop in and take control of the game and essentially take power away from both sides and gain the power that they so-called have. That said, there is a bit of lack in trust in this group because I don't really trust John and I don't think he trusts me. But I don't feel like we should go after each other just because of the lack of trust, because this is something that can benefit both of our games. And it is tempting. So this is certainly a predicament I'm in, but I'm certainly not complaining about it. Welcome to your next immunity challenge. For this challenge, you'll have to go under and over these 3 obstacles and make it to one of these platforms. You will go over the gray, but you will go under the blue. When you get to the platform, you will stay there. First 5 there, we'll move on to the next round. We'll keep going and we'll lower the amount of platforms. And by the last round, there will only be 1 platform. And whoever gets to it in the final round wins immunity and is safe from the vote and guaranteed a spot in the final 6. And everybody else will have a chance at being voted off and becoming the 4th member of our jury. Makes sense? Alright, everyone seems ready. So this challenge starts now. Everyone approaching the first gray obstacle. Fran makes it over the first obstacle, and it looks like Marcy had fallen over amidst the chaos. Matt and Daniel are over the first obstacle. Carl and John about to finish. Meanwhile, Sandra and Marcy in the back. Fran starting, going under the second obstacle. Fran is still way ahead of everybody else. Fran's over the last obstacle. Matt and Daniel approaching the last obstacle. Meanwhile, Carl and Marcy getting under the second obstacle, and John and Sandra are still behind. Fran takes the first spot. Matthew's over, so he'll probably take the second spot. Daniel now making his way over the third obstacle. Ooh, but he messes up. As you can see, there is inclines on these platforms, so if they go on the furthest edge, it will make it a lot trickier. And because he fell from there, he has to redo the entire thing over again, meaning that would give Carl and Marcy a chance to catch up. Meanwhile, John and Sandra finish the second obstacle. They can move on to the last obstacle. Looks like Carl does a dive over the third obstacle. Marcy making her way over. Carl makes it. Looks like Marcy makes it over the last obstacle. She's about to take spot number 4. And it looks like it's going to be between Daniel and Sandra for the last spot. Looks like Sandra and Daniel both make it over. John's trying to make it over the last obstacle, but I'm pretty sure he's kind of out of this. Both of them are moving, but Sandra has the edge over Daniel. And Sandra takes the last spot. Daniel and John, you both are out of this challenge. Round 2's about to start. Survivors ready. Go! Matt does his dive strategy again. He succeeds at it. Everyone else trailing behind. Matt continues to extend his lead. Meanwhile, Fran and Carl are behind him, and Sandra and Marcy are in the back. They need to pick up the pace. Matt's almost out, but it looks like Carl's actually caught up with him. Carl now pulls ahead of Matt, who's a little bit behind him. Marcy and Fran are almost under the second obstacle, and Sandra, well, she's in last, so essentially she's about to be out of this challenge. Carl takes the first spot. Matthew's over the last obstacle. He can take the next spot. And it seems like Marcy and Fran are battling it out for the last spot. Marcy and Fran are over the last obstacle. Sandra needs to move, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be too late for her. It's a race for the final spot. Who will take it? Ooh, and Marcy barely beats out Fran for the last spot, which means Fran and Sandra are out of this challenge. Alright. This time, we only have 1 spot. Whoever gets it, wins immunity. Survivors ready. Go! Oh god, it seems like it's a dog pile. All 3 trying to get over the first obstacle all at once. Everyone's over the first obstacle, but it looks like Matt had the upper hand getting the jump on both Carl and Marcy to get under the second obstacle. Carl catches up to Matthew yet again. And it looks like Marcy didn't get the jump on going under in time. Matt takes the lead, Carl behind him, and there's Marcy as well. Matt's over the last obstacle, but Carl's almost over. Looks like that dive strategy took a toll on Matthew. He's completely worn out, which is not good for him. Carl's over, and now he's ready to take that one spot. Looks like Matthew recovers in time, but it's too late. Carl makes it to the platform, which means Carl has won immunity yet again. Safe from the vote. Congratulations, Carl, on winning immunity. You're safe from the vote. As for everybody else, Tribal Council tonight, someone will be the 10th person voted out and the 4th member of our jury. Won't be you. Anyway, it's got nothing else for you guys. Grab your stuff and head back to camp. I'll see you guys tonight. Well, that's immunity win number 2 I can cross off my bucket list. Making it to the final 6 honestly feels pretty good, and I think I'm in a relatively good spot. Well done on the challenge, Carl. Thanks, guys. So what are we thinking of the vote? We're probably gonna do Matt. I feel like he's just a bigger threat overall than the other 2. Alright, I guess I'm good with Matt. Same here. Alright, Matt it is, because we can't split, because if we split our votes, then that means we are giving them the numbers, so that's not ideal. I know that there is some possibility that Matt could have the idol and pull it out, but we can't split the vote, because if we split it 2-2, then the other 3 get the majority and can take one of us out. So, yeah, we gotta go full send in on Matt. If they play an idol, that would be bad, but I guess we just gotta hope that they don't. Damn, we could've needed that necklace. Yeah, I know, just, I exerted all my energy in that challenge, and it wasn't worth it because I came up short. So, I'm not thrilled because I could possibly be the target for that alliance. We do have the idol, but I'm pretty dang sure Fran might not use it because I don't feel like she wants to, because it's Final 7, and you don't have to necessarily use an idol at Final 7. People mostly save them till, like, Final 5. But I feel like if the idol has to come out, I feel like it has to, or else I'm gone. So what are we doing? Well, I think we do Marcy, because outside of Carl, I think she is the biggest threat on that side. Makes sense. Okay then. But how are we gonna get the numbers? We're 3 and they have 4. The only thing we can hope for is that we can flip 1 or 2 of them end up splitting their votes. Otherwise, I don't really know how we get past this vote. Unbeknownst to Matt and Fran, me, Carl, and John actually have a deal. However, we may or may not go down the route with them, and we may or may not even work with them. Who do you suspect the other side voting for? Probably me. Really? Yeah, I mean, the only reason they would vote for you is to throw everything off, but I mean, I put myself out there as more of a threat than you have, so I think they would target me. Well, okay then. Best of luck? Yeah. So, I am a little worried I could be targeted tonight, because, I almost won that challenge, so therefore that other side could target me. But I don't know if I should play my idol, because I think I can trust Carl and John to vote with me and Daniel. But if I get the slightest hint that I probably shouldn't trust them, then I probably will play the idol, because I'm probably getting targeted tonight. Well, thoughts? Definitely worried. It could be it for me. I came up short of that challenge, and they can easily vote me out. Do you think we should use the idol? That's up to you. It's your idol. I'm not going to tell you to use it on me if you don't want to. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. I'm kind of put into a tough situation. I'm pretty sure Matt's picking up the majority. Now, I could save him with my idol, but it is my idol, and he told me that I don't have to use it on him if I don't want to. So if he ends up going out, then yeah, I'd still have my idol, but it'd be my fault that Matt's out. And I don't really want him to go just yet. So what do you think we are gonna do? Matt's picking up the majority, so who are we gonna flip? I might have 2 people we can possibly flip, that being John and Carl, but I'm gonna have to talk to them. can I come with? I think it's best you don't. Don't want, Daniel and Marcy to get suspicious. Okay then. Hey, you two. Hey, Sandra. So what's your side doing? My side's doing, Marcy. Okay then. Our side's doing Matt. Figured. So what are we gonna do? Are we all gonna choose one of those two, or what? Well, because here's the thing. Since we have 3, and it's split 2-2, our 3 can make up the majority, and we don't necessarily have to follow the routes of either side. We could go the other direction. We could vote off Fran, or we could vote off Daniel. I mean, yeah, both wouldn't be the worst options either. I mean, Matt and Marcy are more physical. However, I do think Fran and Daniel are more strategic. So, what do you think? I'm really not sure. I mean, we have all day to think about it. Because it's split 2-2 between Matt and Fran and Daniel and Marcy, me, Carl, and Sandra essentially control the vote. We can either go with one side or the other, or we don't have to pick a side and we can do our own thing. Our side's doing, Matt, and Sandra's side is doing Marcy. However, we don't have to do either of them. We could easily take out either Fran or Daniel as well. Question is, what do we do between the 4? Well, let's brainstorm a little bit. Well, first there's Matt. He's rather tough, and he's really cunning. And then there's, Fran. She's also smart, but she's got a lot of social game, and she could possibly have the idol. Then there's Marcy. She's also rather tough, and she is rather, smart, and she's got really good influence. And then there's Daniel. He might not be as physical as the other 3, but he is arguably smarter than any of the 3. I mean, he's got a lot of influence, and he has had a lot of say in a lot of the votes. So, what do we think? I don't know, because there's a reason to get rid of all 4 of them. But we gotta make a decision. Either we pick a side, we pick the other, or we do our own thing. At this point, I'm not worried about who goes home. I am worried about the repercussions if we get back to camp, because if we end up making the wrong move, we might end up pissing off the wrong people. But I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Welcome to Tribal Council. First things first, we'll bring in the members of our jury. Memphis, Gerald, and Courtney voted out the last Tribal Council. So, Carl, you're immune yet again. How are you feeling going into the final 6? I'm feeling really good, Jeff. I mean, I'm rather confident. I was the previous night, and I'm feeling better tonight because I'm immune. However, I do know that if I end up losing a challenge, I'll probably be targeted more than I used to. So, Fran, would you say that statement from him is accurate, that if he loses the next challenge, he'll most likely be next on the chopping block? Well, I mean, you never know, Jeff. Physical game is just one part of the game, but obviously people can take that however they will. They may value the physical game as the most dangerous game of all. So, you never know. It's Survivor. Daniel, what do you value the most in Survivor in terms of, like, physical, social, strategic? What do you value? Well, Jeff, I rather, don't really have a preference, per se. I don't particularly pick and choose one, like, significant, like, attribute. I just more or less just see who has the best chances at winning the $1 million over me. That's basically how I go. And that's not changing tonight. Well then, with that said, it's time to vote. Marcy will start us off. Matt, I truly hope that I don't have to play my idol tonight. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go, but I surely hope it isn't. I'll go tally the votes. Alright, if anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now be the time to do so. No? Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Matt. Marcy. That's 1 vote Matt, 1 vote Marcy. Marcy. That's 2 votes Marcy, 1 vote Matt. Matt. We're tied. 2 votes Marcy, 2 votes Matt. 3 votes left. Daniel. That's 2 votes Marcy, 2 votes Matt, 1 vote Daniel. Daniel. We're tied. 2 votes Marcy, 2 votes Matt, 2 votes Daniel, how should I know? 1 vote left. 10th person voted out. 4th member of our jury. Daniel. Need to bring me your torch. That is just crazy. Did you have any idea? No. Why would I? Daniel, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. Well, whoever pulled that off, way to go. You got me. Well, based on some of your reactions, the best way to describe tonight, a blindside. How will that affect the 6 of you moving forward? Only time will tell. Anyways, got nothing else for you guys. Grab your stuff and head back to camp. Good night. Damn! They completely and utterly blindsided me. I thought it was going to be Matt or Marcy tonight, but then suddenly the votes pop up on me. Whoever pulled it off, way to go. But damn, it's pretty crazy to go out in a blindside like this. Although I do have to sit next to Courtney now. So whoever did it, thank you, GG, but also curse you.